Good evening, everybody. Welcome to Rounding the Bases podcast. I'm Coach Coons along with Coach Porter. Uh, December 23. If you've got shopping to do, you're running out of time and parking spots because I tried to do that today. But weather here in Alabama was beautiful today. In fact, I actually thought about getting the golf clubs out for a little bit. But Coach, how's your weather up in your area?
It was beautiful here in on the Ohio River and West Virginia and Southeast Ohio. We could have played on our field today. It's about 45, 48 and sunny. We could have played today.
Let's keep it short and sweet tonight, but there's a couple things we want to talk about. Number one is the big one coming out of, I don't know who it came from, but they're talking about right now not having your junior college years count against your playing time. What's your thoughts on that, Coach?
I'm not 100% sure yet. I've thought a lot about it this week. And from somebody who, had to go through that NCAA rule book top to bottom to try to get JUCO kids eligible um, year after year, recruited a lot of junior college kids. And, you know, looking at the NCAA eligibility center and how that affected guys, and knowing that as myself, as a freshman in college,
Right,
I had one at bat. I had one at bat my freshman year, and I got docked an entire year of eligibility. I
right.
appealed it two times. Appealed it two times with the NCAA. They said no. So I'm 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 confused. I don't know. Now, I don't necessarily think it's a bad thing. Times are changing. However, a couple key points here. Number one, everything that glitters ain't always gold. So, like, I know 6 years of eligibility may 6 or 7 years or 8 years of eligibility. Who
Right.
knows? I've heard people figuring out even up to 9 years. It's a fluid situation, but you got to realize that academically, it may not fit. It may not fit guys academically.
Well, what does it
Um,
do? What does it do too to the high school freshman or the high school senior that gets recruited to go to a 4 year, and Joe Smith over here goes JUCO and can go play 2 years and still come in as a freshman, and he's instead of 19 or 20 year old, he is you're talking the high school senior who's a 17 or 18 year old. What does it do to kids in high school recruiting wise?
well, you can look at it two ways. You can look at it the first way. Do I want 6 years of eligibility? Right? And that's without
Right.
a red shirt. That's competing 6 years. Or I could look at it as, well, maybe I'm going to have a better shot at a 4 year school as a freshman because all these guys are going to go JUCO. Look, there are JUCOs already out there with 100 kids on their roster.
Right.
Okay. So, you know, this isn't as simple as what we may think it is, and it's going to evolve. I also think the NCAA will counter as well, and they've talked about this for a long time. Talking to some of my college guys at the D2 level, my buddies, um, there's a not a consensus. I wouldn't say a rumor, but maybe a thought that D2 or the NCAA in general may go to 5 years of eligibility, and that includes a redshirt. It's five no matter what. I would think that's a counter. There's also going to be effect with this on small private schools. Small private schools that are enrollment driven. We've talked about this on our podcast before. Are going to be they're going to be hurt, and
Well,
and
my question is, I'm looking at this two ways. You graduate from your JUCO and you enroll at a 4 year college scholarship, Division One. Your freshman year is your junior year. Your sophomore year is now your senior year. And your junior year in college is your grad year.
Yeah.
What do you do that last year if you want to stay in again? Do you go for a second master's? Do you, or what, what do you do at that point? That's my first point. And now what happens to the Division III kid, graduates JUCO, goes Division III, freshman year is his junior year, sophomore year is his senior year. Some schools don't give financial aid or anything else for masters at that level or past
Correct.
undergrad graduation year. So do you now just go 2 years to that school and you're done? Or yeah, you can still play, but at what cost?
Yeah. Once again, academically, it's not going to make sense for guys. Is it also going to make sense for guys to try to play play college baseball till you're 24, 25 years old when you may not have a path or the ability to play at the professional level?
Right.
There's, of course, there's guys like you and I that are probably like, heck yeah, I'm going to try to play as long as I can.
Right.
That's probably what I would have done, but difficult. I think this is just one more layer to, and I don't say this disrespectfully. I think this is just one more layer to the mess that we call intercollegiate athletics right now. I don't mean
Well,
that disrespectfully at all,
yeah.
but I want to tell you what, for 20 years, the NCAA was so rigid, like in, we could call an athlete one time a week. We could not text. You could not, we're worried about, are we going to get meat lovers pizza? Could
Right.
meat lovers pizza be a violation instead of cheese or regular pepperoni?
Correct.
I mean,
Correct.
we're talking about that type of stuff, and now we're paying athletes to play, and now there's minimal rules in transferring. We used to have this, one-time transfer release. Do you remember the day where all these D1 guys had to sit a year and they
That's
would
right.
go to D2 and be eligible right away?
Right.
And then we would have the one-time transfer exception in Division 2. I just It is so different. Um, it is, I mean, the amount of kids that are transferring, there is no more, the ability to build a culture, the ability to keep a group of kids together and win multiple championships. Um,
Well, look at just for example, you take football teams. Uh, a school up by you had to drop their bowl game. They win the Sun Belt Conference.
yeah,
They had to drop their bowl game because 36 players went in the transfer, whatever it was, some big number. They didn't have enough to play, or they had enough to play, but it wasn't enough skilled key players that would have
yeah,
made it, whatever it was. You know, they got portal windows at this time, at this time, at this time. They let them go. It's like you can the mid majors, Division I schools can recruit off the mid majors. Just look at that portal. That's what it comes down to. And this whole JUCO thing, where it's not going to count against you, it's going to all come down. It'll all resort back to NIL somewhere.
yeah. And I really believe this is cyclical. And with all this money on the table now in the NIL,
Right.
I don't know. It'd be extremely difficult to pull the reins back. But this is no longer at the Power 4 level. This is well. I mean, at any level that's doing the NIL, all right, that's a legit NIL. Like the kids are getting money.
Right.
It's no longer amateur sports.
Well, it's like they
It's
were
no
saying.
longer amateurism. I mean,
I was listening to a football game the other night. You notice student athlete is no longer really mentioned anymore either. They're just athletes at this point.
yeah.
Now, that doesn't mean they're not good students, because the guy who won the Heisman Trophy in football is a great student.
And
You know,
I don't argue the fact that you're making money off of these kids, and at some level
right?
there should be. I don't argue that at all. I agree with that. But this is out of hand. This is not amateur. This is not amateur athletics. This
Well,
is
you're going
not.
to open up when you got teams looking to unionize, and you got this and you got that, and it's a labor now. So if you cut a kid who you had on scholarship, can they get unemployment?
Yeah, and
I mean, it's going to open up a whole bunch of stuff.
at the highest level, I'm not, obviously the smaller college level isn't feeling it yet,
But
but
but it'll trickle down.
it'll trickle down. There'll be car dealerships. There'll be pods of money, but I don't know that I'd want to coach at that crazy high level and have to deal with this type of stuff. And I think that's why a guy like Nick Saban I think you're going to see more guys get out, and I think I think you're going to see more guys get out, more guys go into the professional ranks. Okay, here's why: with all this roster turnover, there is no break for a college coach at the highest level. No such thing.
Well,
You're
that's
constantly doing this
right.
stuff. At
Bill
least
Belichick.
in yeah, at least in pro ball, there's an off season. I know.
Well, that's why they were saying the word out. Bill Belichick at North Carolina football is going to do a great job because in retrospect, you're coaching athletes who are treated almost like they're professional.
Yeah,
So his recruiting and how he handled those guys up there that were under contract, he gets kids in NIL, boom, here you go, they're under contract. It's he's a great coach. There's no question about it. He'll be in the Hall of Fame. The whole thing. But I don't think there's any reason why he won't be successful because it's probably not a lot different than coaching New England Patriots at this point.
I think he'll be very successful.
I agree. I
I think
agree.
he'll be very successful, and I think you'll see it pretty quick too.
Well, and you, if you're listening tonight, give us your thoughts. Send us a DM, email us at a Head and Account Recruiting LLC at Gmail. Let us know what you think about this process. I think the ones that kind of are on the fence looking in are the high school, the senior male, female, whoever it is. You're expecting me now to come into a Division I, whatever it is, institution and compete against a kid who's still a freshman now, but has played 2 years at the collegiate level.
Yeah.
So, but give us your ideas, Coach. Why don't you go to our point number 2? Why don't you tell our audience out there our gift that we're looking? We got Christmas in 2 days, and obviously Christmas is a time to give. So
Well,
go ahead, give them what our promotion that you were talking about.
well, here we go. It's Christmas. We've got a gift for you. We want to help you. Help us help you. So if you go on our website, our home run package is $899. That's all inclusive. That's everything we offer: phone calls, text messages, our little portal,
Social
everything,
media, everything.
everything. Okay? Everything. And $899 in today's recruiting world, that's a steal. And you get us. You get these two beautiful male former college coaches, awesome guys. I'm talking this up. That may or may not be true. I'm just kidding. No,
He
seriously.
embellished that a little bit. I'm just saying.
Yeah,
The
absolutely.
beautiful part. I'm just.
The beautiful part. Okay. I will tell you this. We want to help you, help us help you. And we're going to do that by giving you a deal, an offer you can't refuse for $450 beginning tonight. It runs through 11:59 p.m. on New Year's Eve, December 31st. You will get our home run package for a one-time cost of $450.
When the
And
ball
this,
drops, the deal goes away.
when the ball drops, the deal goes away. $450. If you could be a freshman in high school, $450 all inclusive until we get you signed.
And
All right,
nothing ever goes down.
and nothing ever goes. Yep,
So
absolutely.
we're doing this, and we're doing it for uh, to help future players. We're helping players now, but to help future players. And we've enjoyed what we do so much that we want to help more. And like I say, you go out there and shop. But I don't even know where. First of all, I don't know where you find a program that's $8.99 for an all inclusive. But to get it at $4.50, and Coach, this was your idea. I think it's a fantastic idea. If they email us, DM us, text us, whatever it is, and you get our email, you can fill out our questionnaire. If you do that from starting right now till 11:59 New Year's Eve, you qualify.
Yep.
Whether
And
you're on the fence or not, as long as you get that into us and we contact you, we can contact you. If you do it 11:59, we're not going to call you at that point. We're going to, we'll get into January. But if you contact us by that time, we will honor that cost to you. It's a steal. It's a blatant steal.
it's a steal. It's a steal, and give it a look. Give us a shot. We'll do a little consultation with you. Make sure this is a good thing for both parties. Meaning, like, we can work with you, you can work with us,
Right.
and we'll get after it. Also, look out soon. Gear coming. Gear. We're partnering with a former player of mine that's going to spit out some gear for us soon as well, and lots of good things coming. We're excited about 2025, but we have a nice gift for you to finish out 2024. Contact us.
Take advantage of it. I mean, Christmas is a time to give, and that's we've been thinking about how fortunate we are to be involved with a sport that has taken up a lot of our lives, and to continue to help people with their lives and families and things like that. So this is what we're all looking at. It's about family. It's about giving. It's about being seen and getting your name out there. With Christmas 2 days away, I think it's a fantastic idea, Coach. I'm glad you came up with it, and there's no reason why somebody wouldn't want to take a chance on that. It's a phenomenal situation, and while you're opening presents on the 25th, we'll still be working with our clients, getting their stuff ready. Believe it or not. I'm glad they spread out bowl games that I usually watched at Christmas and New Year's now, so they last for 3 months, because now I can have a little time to do other stuff with this too. But great idea. You came up with a fantastic idea there. You got till 11:59 on New Year's Eve. Like I say, when that ball hits the bottom, it's over. 12:01, it's done. So
$450 all inclusive. Let's go. Home run package.
Hey, we wish you and your family a very, very Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. We may be back on the Monday of New Year's. I haven't checked yet because there's a lot of traveling going on and things like that. But we'll have an announcement on that soon. And but we wish you and your family all the best. It's a great time to be together. I hope you get everything that you've asked for. And